Good. Yeah, we're just gonna road test it, make sure it's not misfiring. Alright, you hang in there. Like this handle on ECU, or does she want to do that?
We don't know what she wants to do right now.
Well, she needs to decide what she wants to do first.
Yeah.
No pads on these guys. So he needs front brake pads and rotors and rear brake pads. So the fluid's up to here, and you compress the pistons back to compensate for like the brake pads as it's worn out. Then it's gonna overfill and just get everywhere. So you want to just suck it down first. Suck it down. That way, when you go and pull the pistons back, it doesn't blow up everywhere.
Always talking, I'm like, get I've been getting money, you know I can live with that. Legend in my city when it showed it on the map. And if I leave this tomorrow, they gon' hold it as a fact. I'm like, who that could stop me? Carbon copies on my timeline. Get up out your ego, learn to think with your divine mind. Main role in my movie, get that boot if you ain't acting right. Biting on my style, these rapping with some appetite.
So we'll do is we'll go left here, and then we'll go across. We're gonna go to maybe like Rite Aid and buy some drinks real quick. Maybe we'll buy like some soda or something for the guys there. And Jito, RJ's I think RJ's fan bam, so he wanted to get into the automotive field. He was thinking about going to school first, but we just told him that before you spend a bunch of money on school, just come to the shop, get your feet wet, and then kind of see what it's like to be like at a shop and around cars and things like that. I think it's super important, I think it's a common misconception, people just go into college and they pick one thing and then they stick with it for 4 years, and then they realize, I don't like this, and you just wasted 4 to 8 years of your life. You might as well be a jack of all trades, master of none first, kind of dabble a little bit and see what you like to do. Maybe like spark plugs or something's going off on this guy. Maybe gapped, or maybe one of the spark plugs came loose, like usual with every other car that comes in. I see a little chunk of this coil that's cracked already. Take a look here. This ignition coil is cracked already. You see it? Looks like it got crushed, like. Yeah. I think we need to take this guy apart and see what's going on here. It looks like one of the spark ignition coils looks like it has a crack on it. We haven't taken it apart yet, but it looks like it has a crack on the coil. So we may need to start taking stuff apart and see what's going on here. So the main thing is, though, it looks like somebody just literally worked on it.
Yeah, it was like a week ago. I just had it. I just got service, these spark plugs, this, that. They did a bunch of new stuff to it. And then it started kind of acting up. I took it back to them. They told me that they weren't able to work on it because of it being modified and having aftermarket parts and stuff like that.
They were able to do the work on the spark plugs, the transfers, and all this work, but then as soon as there's a problem, they said they can't work on it.
Okay, that was at the dealer?
Yeah, and then she just did it less than 20 miles ago, last week, and then she brought it back and said, "Hey, it's not running well. Hey, we don't work on modified cars here." Yeah, so they just did all the work and like, "Hey, oh. We don't do the work there."
Yeah, so these spark plugs are usually torqued to 23 newton meters. So what I'm gonna do right now is I set my torque wrench to 23. I'm gonna break them loose, see what the strength is. So you see that? It didn't even. Oh, they're loose. It's still early for us to tell with conclusions, but it's like, they're missing 2 bolts. Their spark plugs were not torqued. I'm gonna pull these spark plugs out now and see the mating surface and see if it's dirty. This is a spark plug from cylinder 1, and as you can see, there's like dirt here. This should be just clean. There shouldn't be any residue, so something was squished here a little bit. Nothing catastrophic yet. I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put a camera in the cylinders and see if there's any scoring on the cylinder wall. Usually when in the cylinder wall, it looks like a cat scratched the cylinder walls, and usually that's like bad lubrication. Like right here, you can see light scoring right there. You see that? So we have some scoring on cylinder 4. I think it was this one. Yeah, see, they had like all the dirt, so they weren't sitting, you know, all the way like clean surface on clean surface. And if you have dirt or any debris stuff in there, it creates a little gap that now you're not really, you know, squishing it together.
Yeah, let's put the dolly on that side. We'll just push it that way. Get out. I'm gonna get out of the way here. So let's pump it this way. Alright, ready? Good. I'm gonna go forward and see if you guys maybe just want to push out a little bit. Alright. It's just tough because you can't. Alright, watch your limbs. Okay.
3, 2, 1, dale.
I think it's just, we just need to check continuity coming to this guy here. It's probably going to be some type of electrical issue. Yeah, so we're going to go to pin 1. So pin 1 is going to go to ground. And then pin 1 here should have continuity, but there's no continuity. Okay, so that tells us something here already. Okay, so we just need to check this one. 7. Pins 2, straight to 49. Okey-dokey, let's do this. Number 2 should go to pin 52. 28, 59, 51, 52. Okay. Alright. So we have continuity all the way around. So now that we know all the wiring is good, we're going to go ahead and check the burn time of the ignition coils. Just make sure that, they're firing properly. Just make sure there's power going in the coils. If there is, then we may have an ECU problem. Before we leave, let's park it in the front of the shop. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tomorrow. Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys for today. It was we're cranking today. 6, 5. Thank you, brother. Okay. See you Thursday. Alright. Yeah. We'll get some rest, brother. Okay.
Same way, man.